Why is Bob crooked? Get in here, Bob. You gonna need to hear this too, Bob. Gotta make sure Bob is straight. Bob likes my show, ain't that right, Bob? My man, Bob Ross. Bob Ross would be disgusted with the world today. No, actually, he wouldn't. He'll try to change it for the better. 'Cause Bob Ross sees the beauty in everything. Even some of you punk ass people out there that continue to not get it. And that's what tonight's show is going to be about. Oh, welcome everybody. It is, what the hell is it? It's August the 10th. It's real time. Yeah, Ruin. He'll paint more happy trees. That's exactly what he'll do. And he'll heal the world with just a painting of a damn tree. That's the power of Bob Ross, yo. Fucking superhero in my book. Gives me chills just talking about him. Thank you, Z. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You still can see me. 30 pounds down, and today I went and got a new membership at Gold's Gym. I left the YMCA and because they're taking forever to open back up because we're still in phase 2 in North Carolina. So got me a membership at Gold's Gym and gonna bang it out. Gonna ascend to the next level. Whatever the hell that is. Maybe I even see a vein or two in my forearm or something. Who knows? But yeah, welcome everybody. It is Real Time with Prince Blue, and we got a good show. Waiting for my guests, my esteemed panel to get in here. You know, someone will be on CP time. For you people that don't know what CP time is, that's colored people time. We're always beyond. We got our own time zones. Like, okay, what time is it in Hawaii? Like 5 hours after or before. Then times that by 2. That's CP time. Whatever time you give us, like if I ever tell, I appreciate that, Drew Evo. If I ever tell somebody like if I have a barbecue, right, and my family be like, "What time is it?" Say the barbecue's at 6, I'll be like, "The barbecue's at 4." Cause you got to tell black people 2 hours before, or they just gonna show up like, "Oh man, yeah, man. Oh man, that's my bad, yo. That's my bad." But anyway, today's show, man, we gonna talk about. It's gonna get uncomfortable over the weekend. It's always some Eagles drama over the weekend. Let me get my sis Shantae up in here. Over the weekend there was a lot of drama, and it went over. The drama came because of the whole N word. And for you people that don't know what the N word is, it's nigga, 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 nigga. I'm gonna say it a lot today, nigga, 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 because y'all need to hear it. Y'all need to hear it and understand what I'm trying to tell y'all, what we about to talk to y'all about. And I got my homie KM, and as you can see, he's white. So I got Shantae. As you can see, she's clear, but she's a black woman. And we probably gonna have some more guests up in here, and we gonna talk about
I
this,
can't stand him.
we gonna get this sorted out because in my first of all, I want to play something for y'all because I really believe this. When I first heard that this song was the official anthem for our Super Bowl run, I knew it. I was like, I wonder when the song on, do white people say that? Do they say nigga in the lyrics, or do they blank it out, or do they listen to the edited version? So we gonna play it, and then if you bob your head, let me know how many times you said the word nigga in your head.
can't. I can't.
What's up, Shantae? What up, Prince?
Hey, Mark.
That's one nigga. By the way, Meek snapped on this song. By the way, I
He
didn't think
did.
he had it in him.
Yeah, he
He
did.
went off though. You could tell he was feeling. He had a lot pent up in prison.
Right.
He. That's another nigga. That's the third nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we all got the song memorized.
But what did this happen? Like I was just sitting, chilling, and then my bench was getting blown up. People were sending me screenshots. They was like, "Yo, you know this dude named Thomas?" And I quickly checked. I was like, "Yeah, I follow him, and he followed me." Then I saw some tweets from like in 2015 where I guess he was talking E-Rock. We don't know the context and any of that, but
Right.
he was just throwing out. He was saying like, "Nigga this, nigga that, my nigga," and I'm like, "Whoa!" So, you know, my typical fashion, I asked him. I'm like, "Hey, yo, what up with this, yo?" But of course, he lives in Denmark, so the time zone was different. So I guess he wasn't, he was sleeping away. But when he woke up, he was like, "Oh shit!" So immediately,
Yeah.
as they always do, they go in problem solving mode, apology mode. I thought it was an apology, but that shit was weak as fuck because he was like, I don't even. First, it went from it wasn't me to I don't know the context of it or why I would say that. And then he proceeded to DM a whole bunch of white people and apologize. Now, for full disclosure, he DM'd me too.
Okay.
But my thing is, why the hell are you DMing white people? What you apologizing to them for?
Right.
They ain't the ones that's fucking they ain't the ones that's traumatized by that word.
Right.
The word ain't for them.
Right.
And my whole thing is this. For full disclosure, yes, I say the word nigga. I say it a lot. But I would tell you this: any other slur given to another ethnic group, I never say it because that's not my
Absolutely.
place.
Right.
That's not my place. Any slur for a Jew, a Hispanic, a German, anything, that's not my place. So
Yeah.
I will never say that. The same thing as white people or any other ethnic group outside of the black community. When you say I don't see what the big deal is, that's what the big deal is. And you know how I know it's a big deal? Because a lot of you don't fully say it. You be like, the N-word. Why won't you say the whole thing? Because
Because they know.
it's
Right.
it's something in your brain that tells you, hey, this ain't good. Even
Right.
if it's in the lyric, this ain't good. But some of you, mm-mm. But some of you are too damn comfortable.
Right.
And the fact that you so comfortable that you can tweet it and kiki about it, them the ones I want to talk to. Not the ones that they know that the word is bad and they don't like it. They don't like hearing the word and stuff like that. This ain't the show for you. This is for the show to people that says these are they main things they like to say. I don't see what the big deal is. Y'all use it. I didn't mean it in that way. I don't understand why y'all so upset. Them the people I want to talk to. Cause
Right.
you the motherfuckers that it's just not registering. And I know it will register if I always tell people, get in your car, go to a block full of black people and say nigga.
Right.
I
They
bet
won't.
you won't.
Nope.
You
They
won't.
won't.
So Shantae, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
Why is there a disconnect?
That's a really great question. First, I just want to say, I'm just really glad to be back on your show. I missed you. I was really going
I
through it,
missed you too,
the
girl.
last
Yeah.
couple weeks, but I had off topic, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go. Hey,
I had a
listen. Go
therapy
ahead.
session last week. I really was having like an emotional breakdown like last week, like crying a lot. So I just want to thank everyone that messaged me, DM me, text me just to check up on me and my family. I haven't heard any updates on my mom, which is probably a good thing at this point. My brother is recovering well. I did speak to him a couple times since he's been out the hospital, so he's doing pretty good. But to get back to your question, I don't know why there is such a disconnect, but this is another problem. Black people who have white friends, you need to check them about using that word. A lot of people think because they got black friends or they fucking somebody that's black, that means you get a pass. No, that does not mean you get a pass because you're not black. Don't matter if you're married to one, you're smashing one, you're friends with us, you grew up with us, that still does not give you a pass because at the end of the day, when it comes down to how our society is weaponizing our skin color, you damn sure are not you don't get a pass on how to use that by any means necessary. So, and as far as and it was weird even how that even popped up on my timeline. I seen somebody repost it. I'm like, how the fuck did somebody go back to 2000? What was it, 2016 for that text? I mean, regardless, it was wrong, but and I don't want to touch on what Eric tried to um dispute about whatever that was because that's a whole nother topic for another day. But what kills me is when somebody says shit that is slanderous to black people. It's like we got to take it on the chin and keep it moving. But if there is another culture or another group of people that is disenfranchised, it's like we got to crawl through the mud to get clean of our sins of the transgressions that we made against
Deshaun.
someone else. You know what I'm saying? So that's where and once again, this is where white privilege is very prevalent and people don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it because how is it that baseball player can sit up there and legitimately make a Nazi salute at a fucking game, but
And
we're still dragging Deshaun on a quote that he was not educated about, where that came from and what context to properly use it. We're ready to kick this motherfucker off the team, but this baseball player can do a salute, and he was like, "Oh, I don't even know what I was doing." Same thing with wherever the fuck his name is, talking about, well, that wasn't me, and then I was hacked. Just own up to your shit. This is what pisses me off with people in general. When you fuck up, acknowledge your fuck up and keep it moving because nobody's perfect. We get it. But this is also the climate not to be fucking up using slurs that you see black people dying just for the color of their skin. This is why the fuck the N word is so hurtful. And yes, we say nigga, but when y'all say it, it's almost like here we the fuck go again. Y'all just want to say shit just to say shit, but our ancestors died behind that word. You know what I'm saying? Like people through the civil rights movement have died behind her. We just lost one of the pioneers of the civil rights movement, and he was called nigger and nigga and whatever else slurs that black people were used to hearing. And it just I just don't get it. And this is my other thing. Like my dad is 72. My mom is 61, so they damn sure grew up in that time period of segregation and you know, blatant, like, I mean, it's still here, but like even back in that time, like there wasn't no like support for black people when atrocities were happening. And I used to hear a lot of shit about what my dad went through, my mom, me and my mom are the same complexion, and she was called the N-word by white people. So white people damn sure know when light-skinned people are not white, they damn sure are black. But I was never taught to be hateful or to be discriminatory against anybody. But I was also taught to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on in society, and that racism I forgot I want to quote my dad so bad how he had it he always has these amazing quotes I always have to write down because he just thinks of shit like off the top of his head. But he was like racism never went away, it was just sleeping, and now it's awake, and it's awake, and it's more prevalent now than when I was a kid. And this is a man that was born in the late 40s. So he grew up in the
Mhm.
50s and the 60s and the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So um it's just mind blowing how people just want to flex what they think is all right to say because of really, if you really just think about it, it's just how the lack of compassion and empathy for a group of people who have been disenfranchised for 400 plus years, and then we're still going through bullshit in 2020. So for him even to say that shit and just be like, and then the first thing you think about is apologizing to white people. Why the fuck are you apologizing to white people? That doesn't even have anything to do with white people. You
Well,
need
no,
to.
hold on, Shante. I hate to interrupt you, but you know why it has something to do with money? Because he was about his brand. That's who listened to him. That's who watched his fucking sorry ass analytic tape about football. So he was like, and right now it's two sides. It's the people that don't appreciate injustices, and it's the side that's like, I don't want to be nowhere associated with anything like that. So they're condemning. Like, you have a lot of white people coming out and they're like getting in front of it. They're like, no, dude. Like, a lot of people unfollowed that dude. So he definitely was thinking of his brand when he was DMing
Oh,
white people.
absolutely, absolutely, I
Um,
agree.
KM, what's your take on it, buddy? I know you always have a unique perspective about these things.
Um, shit, there's a lot. There's a fucking lot. Um, I think, Shantae, you said something really, really important. The year your dad was born, and it wasn't fucking long ago. And I grew up in a very, very colorful neighborhood with every fucking color, the darkest black to the whitest white, everything in between. And I grew up in a time where we all got along, like legit. One thing I didn't realize until I was older and just understanding life more, the friends that I grew up with, maybe, yeah, they definitely got looks and treated differently than I ever have and I ever will. But they didn't get treated the way their parents did. They didn't get treated the way their grandparents did. And I think there's a lot of white cats my age who grew up in the time I did that kind of like, well, what the hell? I've had black friends my whole life. What's everybody so bent out of shape about? I don't know what made me think of it, but one day I just sat down and thought to myself, I've never sat at like a black family's dinner table with like multiple generations. I'm not talking just like a house party or like a barbecue or whatever. I'm talking about like a family meal where you talk
Right,
about life and everything under the sun and experiences and
right.
warnings like, hey, just keep a third eye out because this kind of shit goes down. I've
Mm-hmm.
never been involved with that conversation. So I always just try to remind myself of what I don't know in life. And
Right.
there's a lot of fucking people that don't know. And maybe it's when Malcolm Jenkins held up that "you're not listening" sign. That fucking sign said so much to me.
Yeah,
And
the
so, Shantae, a lot of what you said, I think from a white perspective, a part of it comes from that because there are a lot of
yeah,
white cats that did grow up in a better time, I believe, for lack of better words, I guess.
right.
Um, and as far as like the N word, God, y'all know I love hip hop. My playlist is chock full of the N word.
That's a good way of saying it.
It's and if it's it's like any other inappropriate word. There's times and places you don't say it. Now, me and any other white boy that knows the lyrics to Dreams and Nightmares that you brought up, or any fucking Pusha song, Jeezy song, my God, DJ Who Kid did a 90-minute mystical fucking thing not long ago. You kidding me? If I'm in my car, if I'm in my home, if I'm with people that look very similar to me, if I know the lyrics, I'm spitting the lyrics. That's it. That's it. And if you know the lyrics, if you got the song memorized, you can fucking edit it. You could go old school, like Old Dirty Bastard, and pull in some weird fucking edit sounds. And 50 Cent did the best thing ever when he just came up with see, like, if you got the fucking lyrics memorized, you can edit it. And there's the star button on Twitter. If you want to recite a rap lyric, you star out some of those fucking letters. It's that simple. It's I don't think it's you get the right to say this because you grew up in a black neighborhood and you're white and you got all black friends, so you got the right to say it. No, you don't. No, you don't. End of story. I don't feel I've ever done anything wrong spitting lyrics in my home by myself involving that word. I do not feel that's wrong. If I had a black friend in my home, the song's staying on, the lyrics are staying in my fucking head.
I respect that. Everybody,
I respect that too.
I want to take a moment to welcome Liam, my guy. He is a fantastic writer for the Eagles. He covers the Eagles. He has a crazy accent that I can't wait to hear. He was ahead of that, the whole fiasco this weekend, and he put out a very good statement. And for full disclosure, I've talked to him offline and online. I respect his decision. I respect the way he handled it. I think he handled it well, and he can give people an idea of how you handle something like that. Because there's no right or wrong way, but there is. I feel like there's not a right or wrong way, but there is a way that you can handle it with sensitivity and its proper care when you have something like that. And Liam, I want to introduce you and thank you for coming on. And please, by all means, the floor is yours.
No worries. Sorry to I didn't mean to get crashed the party. Like, I saw you were broadcasting. Like, I was about to eat dinner, opened it, and I was, oh, hello. Okay, that's relevant. Yeah, it's been a wild weekend to say the least. It's not been my most pleasant few days.
I need a fresh beer for this.
Yeah. But no, I think for me the biggest thing was, like you said, it's the delicacy, it's the care, and understanding the sensitivity. Now, my immediate video statement I put out was essentially saying that my main concern right now is Thomas's mental health. Like, I've been raised with the idea that we always assume positive intent, right? No matter what it is, like that. Now I'm not going to sit here and say what the intent was, but to just understand that guy's going to wake up in the morning, his phone's going to be blown up with death threats, with DMs, with his whole, following, his life change. Even worse could be his career outside of what he did with PSN. My main concern was his well-being. I'm not going to jump on top of a man for a PR, split just to think, hey, like, that's not me. That's not what we're about. So I wanted to give it a chance to breathe, have a conversation with him, which we had tonight, suspended him in the meantime, and just try and understand why. More importantly, like, what happened, what the process was. Because obviously this wasn't one occasion, it was split out over 3. So, like, all right, there's a recurring theme. Why was that? What the deal was? And that's not my place to either acknowledge it or defend it. Like, that's something Thomas can speak for his own actions. But for me, it was like, okay, there was clearly a lack of cultural understanding there, and something that I think as a society, something like this we can use as a benefit to help other people avoid making that same, I wouldn't say it's a mistake stubbing your toe on a wall, like a lack of awareness decision sort of thing, Like, my immediate thing was, it's not what anyone at PSN stands for. It's not what I stand for. And as a company that tried to raise a lot of funds, a lot of awareness through the BLM movement over the last recent months, and for the Philadelphia Bail Fund, and then like, one of our writers is a cop in Philadelphia, so we had a very encouraging discussion. Like, we're all about trying to have the right discussions and the progressive ones. So while he's not with us, I feel a duty of care to go, well, look, he's already shown a willingness to have the right conversation with the right people. I think he handled it sloppily. I said that to him. I think he was definitely scrapping at the time to try and say the right thing. Would have been better to maybe sit back and kind of let it soak. But I understand why he went that way about it. So for me now, it's like, well, look, I know you're not affiliated with us, but on a personal level, I see you wanting to not make up for it, but certainly gain the understanding that you previously lacked. And like, if I can help with that, if we know people that can help with that, if there are discussions we can have or instances that we can speak about that he may not be aware of, then let's have them. Like, I'm not just going to kick into the curb and be like, that's racist, and then end of discussion. That doesn't help anyone. That's not a benefit to me, to you, to Thomas, to anyone that is affected by that. So just to say, hey, look, we're not going to stand by what you did. We're not going to validate those actions. It is punishable. You have to understand that. But let's help you away from that. Just become a better person and grow through it, so that if there's someone else 3-4 years down the line that is going to make that error, you've got the platform to pull them in and say, hey, dude, been there, don't do it. This is why. And that, for me, is the more beneficial way to go about it. But yeah, it's been a rough weekend trying to get all that out, sort of thing.
My issue with
give me two. I got two questions, like two little questions. I'll like.
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead.
Again, with like the whole rap lyrics thing, like, yeah, is it just rap lyrics? Okay, yeah, it's just rap lyrics. Do I think even if you change up the spelling of the N-word, is it completely different in times? Yes, I do. But what Prince and Shantae are saying, there's no place for us to use the word publicly, especially on a worldwide forum. And then I think what was like disgraceful about all of it was, I'm sorry, go Birds.
I think that for me, that
where'd the go Bird like
probably wasn't the worst. But again, I don't want to get too deep and like slag the guy off. I think he's got enough shit on, sort of thing, you know. For me, what stood out was someone that almost like whether it was disbelief or just flat out like was hacked, like as he said. That got, I was like, no, because it was 3 different occasions. And I was watching this as I was sat watching the apologies, like, because this is my guy. I'm like, right, I need to see how he handles this before I handle it. If he goes and says, hey, I messed up, let's talk about it, that's an easier conversation for me to have. If he denies it twice and then does a sloppy third and then starts replying and sending DMs and doesn't, it's a much trickier thing to navigate because the pot's already been stirred. So like, I fully agree with what Mark was saying in the way that the apologies weren't it's hard. I mean, if it was me in that situation, I would have liked to think I'd take a step back and formulate what I want to say, as opposed to trying to like just scrap out as quick as possible, which is what it almost felt like. But on that same note, the tougher thing for me was the third instance. It wasn't the apology, it wasn't the Go Birds, it wasn't the lyrics, it was the third instance that came up that was essentially it was used in a term between him and who he, I guess, assumed was a friend and therefore felt comfortable to use it around for whatever reason. And then deleted it and put a tweet up saying, oh no, my notifications. So that there showed the intent of like, well, I fucked up, I shouldn't have said that. So I was like, well, no, now you like, don't forget the apology, forget everything else. Like that third instance for me was like, like you can take the music arguments away. That's a separate occasion, it's a separate thing, and I need to deal with that and make the right decision for like that. That was the one that got me. Like how he handled the rest of it, like I wasn't asked with. It was the fact that that third instance that came up was so much more damaging to look at personally, because he's like, that's used almost in a sense of like, hey, I can say this because it's with someone that's used it. Like that's not right. And if that's a sentiment that people like on, I say my side of the world, but it's predominantly like non-American countries where there isn't a lot of diverse culture, if that's the way they think, then that's where a lot of this problem is coming from, and that's why we've got to stamp it out, you know?
This is my issue with Thomas, and this is my issue with it being used by anybody outside the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
It's so the N-word. No, I'm not saying the N-word. When you say nigga, it's the context of it. It's one of the words where the context and the way you say it doesn't really fucking matters. Yeah. It matters who says it. It instantly changes when somebody outside the community says it. I don't care if we in a cipher and we rapping. We got 4 black people and KM is in the cipher. And he the last one to come up. And he says nigga. The whole room will stop. I'm telling you, the music will stop. Like, it's the reason why some consider who the GOAT, Eminem, whether you say it or not. It's the reason why
that earlier.
He doesn't fucking say it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has barbecue invites for decades, for a millennium.
Like him
But
or not,
he
he's one of the
knows.
best ever.
He knows I cannot say that word. And for full disclosure, Eminem got caught saying that word when he was 14. Remember when him and Benzino had that little argument, and Benzino was in charge of the source, and he released the tape of when Eminem was like in his teens, and he said the N-word in a couple of his rhymes, and he immediately fell on the sword. What Thomas messed up at, he immediately tried to deflect it and and then he tried to lessen it with the Go Birds. Like I'm telling you right now, like there's already a deep-seated issue with Eagles Twitter when it comes to black people and Eagles Twitter, or as my boy Prez would say, Eagles. Like the Eagles Twitter is the racist side of things. But when he said "Go Birds," what was that post to erase everything that you just fucking said?
It was dumb on top of dumb. It was. I'm sorry, I fucked up.
It was like it's not the time to make jokes. Like it was his time to be like, I fucked up. My bad. Like that was stupid.
100%.
But he went immediately hacked, and I'm like, dude, like even Shaq gets hacked.
No, I was saying. I mean, like I've said this, and again, like full disclosure, I've had this conversation with, my staff, because at the end of the day, I'm acting on not just behalf of me. It's like our readers, it's our staff, it's everyone. So it's like I had to make the right call. But I was speaking to my mum about it, and I was like, do you know how hard it is to hack a Twitter account? Like, people have tried to hack mine. Like, I can't even give my PSN info to someone in America because Google kicked off a million different fits at me saying, is this you? Is this you? And I'm like, yeah, it's my right. Like, it's really, so it's like that for me didn't wash. And it was like, I've got to go in from an unbiased perspective. It would have been, I think you're all 100% right. Like, you should have stood up to it and just said, hey, I messed up. But in the frenzy of the situation, I understand how he could have just gone, nah, I can't see, it wasn't me. And it's like, I'm not defending it at all because that's why he's not with PSN anymore. But I understand why he may have defaulted almost to just cutting your nose to spite your face. And that's the tough conversation to have with him and saying, look, I know it's in the past, but you shouldn't have approached it that way. And now in the future, this is what we have to do about it. Like, this is where we go.
And I'm going to say something real quick, then I'm going to let Sante get in. And Liam, this is the issue. This is where, and even I think right now, I understand where you're coming from, but you're like missing the big picture. Like, it's already bad enough that you're not supposed to say that word, but when you go for default, like trigger words, like his default explanation, there is no explanation. Just say, I wasn't supposed to say that word. I fucked up. Because you know what it does then? It puts you in a situation, because now I got people in my community and I got people on Twitter. They're trying to see where your allegiance lies. And I get it. But the issue is, that's the thing about the word nigga. It's a napalm. It's a bomb.
It's a terrible fucking word.
And the residuals is ridiculous, because now you're in here trying to explain it. And even though I may think me personally, I may think your heart is pure. I got friends that's like, no, he's full of shit. But that's the residuals of that word.
Oh, no, agreed.
The position that Thomas put you in and other people in, where they're like, whoa, especially the people that doesn't even have anything to do with it, but they was in that thread and they're like, whoa.
Dude, you know what? On that note, I said this to Thomas, I've said this to I've said it to everyone. I was like, the most heartbreaking thing of all of this for me is that my followers shot up. And I was like, that's disgusting. It's like people seeing all this drama. Oh, let's see how it happens. Let's see if it falls. Let's see if the domino falls. Let's see if it collapses. And I'm like, I hate that. And I've seen people that I've previously respected. I've had a former employee come out to, PSN jumping on Thomas. It's like, no, we're jumping on the right side of justice. And we're saying we don't stand for that. We're going to do something about it. We're going to act on it. And it's like, I've seen 3 people that I would consider friends or people that I admire and respect their work come out and take the first opportunity to shit on our brand, and shit on Thomas all you want. Like, the guy fucked up. Like, don't bring in like everyone and assume we all associate by that moral, and that was damaging. And I'm really thankful that a lot of Eagles Twitter jumped on that, and a lot of those tweets got deleted. But I was on some rampant DMs, man. I was livid about the whole thing, and like, it took 3 days for me to again get to this point where I can have that discussion with Thomas, because I want it to be the right discussion. It can't be reactionary. And that's why I made the video statement to begin with, is that like I think it's so easy for companies to just copy paste, this guy did a boo-boo and he's white and we're looking into, and it's like, it doesn't give an up. That's awful. Like, this is a human thing. This has to be something we work out together, and we have to stomp this out as a community, like as a society. And if it's a natural reaction of me looking at you saying, look, I'm gonna do this, like, trust me, let me just work through this, get to the end of it, and then we can look back and take some steps forward. That was the right thing for me to do. It was hard. But the main thing, honestly, is just that it doesn't happen again. And I think that it's determined that if it creates a dialogue between other people who don't have diverse cultures to go, do you know what? Maybe I need to check my Twitter. Maybe I shouldn't say this anymore. Maybe I need to look at why these reasons are. That's the main thing. And if he has to be this like kind of martyr for that movement, then so be it. But it has to be a discussion that's being had, right? That white people to white people need to hold each other accountable and say, you don't do that. That's wrong. And this is why. And if it's a small cog in that wheel, then that's all right, you know. Like, and I apologize on behalf of anyone on PSN that doesn't feel I handled it the right way. The fact that I know someone DM'd me immediately and was fuming the fact that I'm still trying to talk with Thomas to give him information, if that makes sense, and I try to help him out and give him those discussions and podcasts and material to learn. Like, but I want to do the right thing for everyone, not just protect the brand, not just protect Thomas, not just protect communities. I want everyone to grow from this, and it's been the trickiest thing to kind of work out, but all I can do is act on my instincts and kind of go from there, you know.
And Shantae, I promise this is the last thing, and I'm gonna go right to you. And for people who out there are pissed off because they feel like Liam is talking out both sides of his mouth or whatever the case may be, let me tell you something. We all have to pay bills, okay? I can't tell you what's in Liam's heart. I can't tell you what's in Thomas' heart. But what I can do is follow patterns. And all I know is my personal interaction with Liam, he has not presented himself with that. I've went through his tweets. I have not seen any of that bullshit that was in Thomas' tweets. Now, I got some screenshots of some repeat offenders where if they try to tell me, like, if they try to give me bullshit, I'm going to be like, no, you know it's wrong because you kept going. So, with that said, Shantae, you have anything that you, well, of course, I know you definitely do, but go ahead with your take.
On what we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
All right. So I totally respect what Liam is saying. I love your accent, by the way. Full disclosure. But my stance as an African American woman, and not get all political or too deep or anything. My thing is just like what Iron was saying is accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you just type something up in the notes thing and then you screenshot it and then you post it and then you say go birds at the end, it's almost like, was that really genuine? And like I said, I don't know him, I don't follow him, so you know, it's easy to say what the intentions was or what it wasn't. This is how it is on social media. But with the climate of everything that's going on today, this is my only issue, and I'm gonna just keep it 100. I want the same energy when people say the N-word or say some disgusting shit about Black people. I want that same energy when Deshaun is saying blasphemous stuff about Jewish people, and when that baseball player was doing the Nazi salute. That outrage, I want that same level of accountability and concern when it's shit that's going against Black people. It's almost like everybody else, we're not going to tolerate any type of hate speech or none of that. But Black people, okay, well, you know what? You know, he did apologize, and you know what? Okay, all right. And it's just like, and I'm not trying to be a bitch about it, but it's like we keep seeing this over and over and over again. And it's just like, it's exhausting. Like me, I'm exhausted. Like I have been exhausted for like the last, like even more so the last few months of everything that's been going on in the media. Like I literally get emotional about a lot of shit that people just want to sweep under the rug, like shit don't matter anymore. But God forbid, and I'm in full disclosure, I love my Jewish people, so I don't want nobody up in my DMs because I will curse you the fuck out. I have no issues with nobody. I do not discriminate against anybody. But when I see disparities between when there's shit said against another disenfranchised community and there's lack of concern or same energy when it's about another disenfranchised group of people, I have an issue with that because it's like hate is hate. So why is it got to be like, all right, we're going to drag you through the mud for this shit, but then everyone else, okay, well, he did apologize and we're going to go through counseling and sensitivity training. Like, that's all fucking bullshit. Like, there needs to be some accountability. Don't say that shit no more and keep it moving. That's
Can
all
I
I got to say.
really quickly on that as well? Because obviously for me, covering the Eagles, he's an Eagles writer, he's on my Eagles team. Like, there was a natural correlation, right, between the Deshaun Jackson incident and this. The thing for me that was different was Deshaun Jackson has never been very media savvy. You go back through, there's been a couple questionable things he said. You can understand that, you know what? The Eagles kept him on because there was a lack of understanding, and that's why they've educated him with the Holocaust survivor and by going through those steps with him, because I don't believe that's who he was. This situation for me, the second when I referenced that third tweet, that third instance where he said, I've deleted the tweet because my notifications will blow up, that to me showed that he already understood. Like, there was already an understanding there that was wrong. This isn't Deshaun Jackson who's maybe seen something on a story and hit repost because it may have been slightly applicable without full context. This was something that had context, still wasn't right, and he knew it. That's the difference, and that's why I cut ways with him. So he may not have held himself accountable. I'd like to think I've held him accountable to some degree while trying to help him grow. So I know it's not the perfect scenario for him to do that. I just like to think I've done my part in at least being on that right side of it, if that makes sense, because I know how easy it is to go, all right, well, keep the same energy. It's like that absolutely should be. But if you won't keep it for himself, then I'd like to think I can do it for him and push him down that path almost.
And let me tell you something. I'm not the person that's like all this, like Deshaun going to the Holocaust and learning about stuff like that. Guess what? I'm not a fan of any of that either. Because my thing is, if that's not what you want to do,
you don't need a horse to water, you can't force it to drink, right?
But if you work for a business, you do what the fuck you're supposed to do. I wish there was like a state and federal law of fucking common sense. And it would solve so many fucking problems in the world. Like, you got someone like Deshaun. Look at Deshaun's history and look at what Deshaun wrote. He was not bashing Jewish people. He was quoting Farrakhan. So if you could throw him in the law of common fucking sense, you'd say, yo, Deshaun, that was fucking stupid. Wrong quote. End of story. And if that means go do your sensitivity training, Prince, whether he wants to or not, that's what you're supposed to fucking do. I just wish it was common sense law, because it's clearly obvious sometimes. Like the dude Thomas over the weekend, I don't think he put out racist shit. I think he was fucking stupid for what he wrote on a public forum. I think his apology was fucking stupid. Put him in the court of common law, man. Like, if it existed. I don't know. It just...
KM, you made perfect sense. Like, again, not everybody that says racist, not everybody that says racist shit is racist. Breaking news. Some people just dumb as shit. They say dumb shit or they make dumb mistakes. Like, a racist is a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Somebody that says racist shit is like Thomas that says something stupid. That's the difference.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's why I wanted to take that action and have like the lengthy discussion with him to try and convey that. And yeah, like, again, I can't speak for him or his actions. I mean, if that would be on him if he wants to come on this sort of show. And I mean, that's what, if I was him, that's what the first thing I would have done is see something like this and gone, hey, let me explain myself. Let me hold my hands up and be accountable. That hasn't happened.
Liam, I don't know you personally, but if you're the face of the company he works for, he needs a public kick in the fucking ass.
Oh, really? He's not with us anymore. He's gone. Like, that's the thing. I'm just trying to do the best things.
I don't know the guy. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's gone.
But Yeah, he's been. That's what there was a statement out I put out half an hour, 40 minutes ago. But I wasn't going to do it until I had a conversation with him and then make the judgment there. Which is where, again, I'd like to think if I've had a conversation and still made the judgment to get rid of him, I've seen enough and heard enough. So no, this is still the right thing to push forward for, you know.
Rosa, sis.
Hey, what's up?
Rosa. Hey,
Can you
sis.
hear me?
Guess what? You got the honors. You're the last. You got the last say on this, the last word. So go ahead.
What's up, Rosa?
Well, hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Rosa.
Hey, Shantae. Kind of give me a little synopsis because I just came in like the last 5 minutes.
Oh well,
So
pretty much. Are you familiar about what happened this weekend?
yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much, Liam on here. He's the CEO. He runs the site that I believe that Liam, help me if I'm wrong. He used to work with you, or he no longer works with you after this happened.
Yeah, no, he
Which
no
one
longer
is?
works with us after this. He was our Eagles
Okay,
fighter.
so after everything that happened, Liam had a conversation with them and told him we
Mhm.
can't have this associated with us, and he dismissed them. The
Mhm.
dialogue now is Shantae said it best. The energy, and when something is said towards us, we're supposed to just swallow it and move on.
Always. Mhm.
And the energy with others is like, forgive them, they're okay, like they didn't mean it. Like people instantly was
Mhm.
forgiving Thomas and saying leave him
Right.
alone and all this
Mhm.
stuff, and we're like,
Right.
so pretty much just anything how you want to address it, that whole situation, how it was handled, what you see, what you saw,
Mhm.
just the floor is
Okay.
yours, ma'am.
Um. Well, I did hear the end of what you were talking about when you were saying about Eagles fans. Now let's preface it with this. I think why it's even more of a sensitive issue is because, and I'm going to say we, black people, we know how a lot of Eagles fans are.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of um everything else that has been going on so far, I think that kind of like drove the stake in the dirt even more, is because we already know what most Eagles fans think of black people, Eagles players, where pretty much they're just there for their entertainment purposes. And Monday through Saturday, we're niggers and we're not valuable to them. Or so I think that's why it's even more of a sensitive issue for us. Also, oh, there's absolutely the the notion that we're supposed to move on, forgive. It was just his first time. He didn't mean it like that. Well, if you aren't privy to know what that word actually means and the horror behind it, then you have no rights saying that out of your mouth. Joke, like you said when you were saying, if we're chopping it up and we're going back and forth, and I think you talked about wilding out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let's say somebody of a different color, like a race, said that, like you said, like everybody would just stop and be like, wait a minute, like what, really?
Mm-hmm.
um and we can use the Deshaun situation. Oh, I mean, how long were they talking about that? 3 weeks?
They
A
still
month?
do.
Still do. Deshaun should have got suspended. He should have got cut.
Mhm.
Drew Brees, on the other hand, this was the first, and no matter if it's the first, second, third time, what Deshaun said, Okay, like that wasn't cool at all. If we're going to give mulligans to people, I'm sure not giving it to Drew.
I don't think there should be any mulligans. I think the whole point of this conversation, is like accountability is key. Like that is got to be from that. The only way we're ever going to get progress as a society is accountability. And unfortunately, the only way you get accountability is by someone fucking up and taking ownership, which unfortunately we didn't see here. Which is what, again, as company manager, I'm pissed off at still. I'm upset that it was handled the way it did. I sat back and watched him that morning. Like, I didn't sleep at all that night, which is, I know it's not shocking, but I kind of sat and I just watched and I was like, I want to see what he does, because that's going to ultimately decide what happens next, like the next step, right? But it wasn't there. I think the only way you're going to get that is by things like this raising up, and then it being a symbol to other people who may be walking down that same path of going, I can't do that, I can't say that. And then you encourage the educational discussions. And I know you can't say it. Let's work on why you can't say it. Let's have an actual dialogue about this. And that's where sort of I'm at with it. Like, I don't align my brand with it. It's disgusting. I think any white person under any circumstance should ever say it, ever. And that's why we dismissed him. But I do think that I have a duty as someone that knows him to at least try and get him to educate himself on it and to know why it was wrong. It's like a kid, right? If a kid punches another kid at school, you go, that was wrong. We don't tell him why. He's going to go and do it again and then accept the beating, right? That's the thing. And I want to make sure we have the right discussions so that we prevent this sort of thing in future, not just from him, but from like a wider. He's got 14,000 followers. If one of them looks at that scenario and goes and deletes a bunch of old tweets and then suddenly educates themselves and starts reading documentaries, watching documentaries, listening to podcasts, and like stuff like a Man Wale Show put out, like that's a short thing on Twitter, like the videos he was putting out of why white people can't say it. Some little step like that, then that's progress in the right direction towards a societal goal. That's okay. Like, I'd much rather that than just fire him to look good on PR. But we just got and then nothing. Like, I'd much rather take a step towards a greater, goal, if that's okay. If that makes sense.
And that is, and Liam, I want to thank you again for coming on and talking about it. And you didn't have to. You could have just stuck with what you did, and just been in with it. But you're in front of this, and I appreciate it. And whether it's for the brand or not, you don't have to do it, because a lot of people had a brand and didn't speak out on shit that happened associated with their brand, and they just let that shit fester. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I appreciate it. And hopefully next time when we talk, it'll be just strictly goddamn birds and none of this shit. All right, Liam?
I'll tell you what, man. If my hairline's not receded, a further 10 inches by then, that'd be good. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
That's perfect. You look like a cross between Justin Timberlake and James Bond. Get out of here. I appreciate you, man. All right, man. I appreciate you.
No worries, man. Cheers.
All right, be easy. All right, people. That was that. Now, let's get to some fun. Like some fucking sports and shit. And where we going to go? Y'all want to start? I could do anything. I'm versatile. We can start Flyers. We can start Sixers. We can start Phillies. We can start Eagles. What do you want? What do you want?
Stephen A. Smith.
What do you want? We talk about Andy. Fuck Brett Brown. Okay, that's where we're gonna start. Okay. and then I'm gonna tie it all in. Brett Brown.
Can't stand Iron. Shut up, yo.
Here we go.
Listen, we're gonna talk about her thirst trap. I'm gonna get to all this. She thinks she's slick, but we gonna get to that. Brett Brown. The fuck is wrong with this dude, yo? I've never seen somebody sometimes I legit think Brett Brown does shit to troll us. Like, I legit think he does. He knows that we hate his rotation, his hockey lineup, right? And B went out and he proceeds to substitute 4 guys right off the bat. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What are you doing? Are you a youth coach? Everybody has to play and get orange license? What are we doing here? You play, your best players. You play matchup. Like I can't tell you enough how this dude really makes me hate my Sixers, and I love them. That's like my love. Like how does a guy make you hate something you love? Like I don't understand. Like, and you want to talk about privilege, not even white privilege. I ain't even talking about white privilege. I'm talking about just privilege in general, like a media privilege. He continues to get defenders. People defend him. But if Doug P says one weird thing, we have 3 weeks of it of how he's not smart, how he doesn't know how to talk to the media. I'm like, who gives a fuck? He brought something to the city of Philadelphia that, let's be honest, some of our parents have died, our grandparents have passed, have not even sniffed it. He did it. And under the most fucking asinine circumstances where any other year, if that shit happened, when we would lose Donovan, what would we would say? Oh shit, show's over. But with Doug, now let Doug lose somebody. Let him lose somebody. What are Eagles fans doing? We're looking at the depth chart. We like, okay, we got Jim Crack Corn coming in for quarterback. I like our chances. I like our chances with Jim Crack Corn. He played at
Jim Crack Corn went for 185 in the Super Bowl
right.
with 2 touchdowns.
Right. You see what I'm saying? This the difference between a coach, like, and I'm gonna bring it to the Flyers. Vigneault, he's in there like instantly the same, almost same players has changed the whole franchise. But for some reason, with this fucking dude, Brett Brown, he continues to get a fucking pass. And now that Shonda came on, because me and her, we're like so fatigued with Brett Brown, and we're so upset with the disrespect to Doug Pederson. We're trying to figure out, Shonda, and you can help me. Like, do you think sometimes he trolls us with the way he calls a basketball game, or you legit think he doesn't know how to deploy the resources that he has? I don't think. What happened? She's trying to. Oh, there she is. Hold on. There she is. Shonda, did you hear that?
I just no.
I
My
thought you was gonna
bad.
make
I
that.
had
Yo, you good. You good.
no.
No,
My
I was
bad.
just saying, do you think that Brett Brown trolls us with some of his basketball moves, or you legit think he doesn't know how to deploy his resources? The
That's
fact that you thinking long, that makes me even more worried.
I don't want to like. It's hard to like actually think that a NBA a coach who made it to the NBA can't like coach and understand certain things, but what I've seen, and especially over these last 2 years, 2 years, and then this year, one has to assume that you have to like just some basketball wise, like just the fact that he had Alec Burke playing 12 minutes a game and Neto was actually playing at all. The fact that he still wants to act like Furkan is a legit 6 man on a championship level wannabe team. Just think, any of the teams that you would say, okay, they have a shot at the East or West Finals or at the championship. Would Korkmaz play on any of those teams?
Fuck no.
Point. So he ain't playing on the Lakers. He ain't playing on Houston. Like Denver, you can go up and down. Just in the East, he ain't playing for Toronto, Boston, Milwaukee, or Indiana, or the Heat. He
No.
wouldn't play for none of them other teams.
None. But my thing with Brett is I don't want to say he's trolling because I refuse to believe that. But I think he trolls with his philosophy is his damn philosophy. And he can't deviate from it. I'm pretty sure he hears people talk about his rotations. He hears people talk about Furkan, but he just can't get out of his own way. He's like, I'm gonna prove them wrong, and you're
Right.
not, Brett. You're not.
Right.
Furkan, he's not. He's not. Like the only reason why he's getting minutes is because he can shoot. The dude can shoot, and
But
we're void of shooters. But we have shooters. We have Alec Burks. We have Glenn Robinson the third. You
right,
have to play them.
right.
They're rhythm scorers and shooters. You can't let them go 4 for 4 and then take them out and don't bring them back until 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, Brad. You
Right.
can't.
Right. Right. And two, he's an inconsistent shooter. Like he look at all his shots are wide open. His threes mainly. None of them are like contest. He maybe have one, maybe two contested shots per game. So all of his shots are like he's there by himself. I don't know, man. I'm just sick of. Can we talk about? I'm just. I'm
Go.
just. Like they need the Sixers need a cleanse. We need some incense and some chakras
Is
and
it on
like
a
we just need to
burial
do.
ground or something? We need to exercise the
I don't
ghost of
know.
Andrew Bynum. I don't know what it is. Like it's just like we need a fucking seance, man. Mark, help
Yes,
me out, man.
like
Help me out. Like,
I
cause
couldn't
then the
watch
milk.
last night's game. Fios blacked it out because it was on NBA TV.
Well, let me give it to you.
I don't mean
Dame,
to. I know.
Dame killing.
The day before, the game before, I watched, and I literally went out of my way to watch rotations.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing for you, bro. There's zero explanation. Except for like what you said, like the happy Pee Wee League manager, like everybody gets a chance to play. Like, but can you pin that on a fucking professional coach? Like, that's literally what we're pinning on a professional sports coach, that everybody gets to play. No, everybody gets paid. Not everybody gets to play. And the other day I'm watching, and Joe is in the game with 4 bench players. Why? Why? We're supposed to have 5 All-Stars. No, not legit like by actual played in last year's All-Star game. But our starting 5, we're supposed to have 5 All-Stars, and they're on the court together for like 7-8 minutes. Why? And then when you sub, why are you subbing 3 or 4 at a time? Why not 1 or 2? If I got 5 quote-unquote All-Stars on my team, at minimum 3 of them are on the court for the entire game.
Rosa,
There's no explanation for Brett Brown.
What did we say last year when we had all those players? What would me and you say? We would say at minimum, Jimmy, 3 of the 5 have to be on the court at one time,
Yep.
and then you mix and match the
Should
bench.
be.
What would he do? What would he do?
Match,
1 at a time. 1 at a time.
He
2
would-
at a time.
he would
It would
take
be
out
1 of
4
them
of them.
and 4 bench players.
I could put 2K on fucking auto sub, and they know not to take out the whole fucking team.
Dave said he's slightly a better Rich Kotite. Lord, that's taking me back.
Not the Jets, Rich Kotite. No.
Don't take me back to 1990, 91.
I believe in life. I believe everybody in life has a double-edged sword within them. And your best personality, the absolute best thing about you individually, everyone, is also the worst thing about you. Because if you have something that you would live and die by, you believe in it so much that you would live or die by it.
What the
Meaning
fuck is
sometimes
going
you
on?
might fail and you might die by your best go forward. And what's
Can't
Brett
hear-
Brown's best
Can
trait?
y'all hear me?
I hear you. I heard you say, "What the fuck is going
I
on?"
can't hear nothing.
Yo, I'm crying. Like she's legit doing sound check on air. What the fuck is this? Hello? Y'all hear me?
I
Them
thought I
motherfuckers
said
don't
something
hear me.
fucked up.
Dumbass motherfuckers. Hello? You dumb motherfuckers. Hello? We hear you, girl. And we not dumb. Oh my god. Uh,
Oh man.
I'm too done.
And I think Brett Brown's best quality is he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I don't need a good
Philosophy
guy.
Fridays with
I need a
KL.
good guy in my locker room. I need a good guy to go have a drink with. I need a good guy when I'm having a bad day to make me fucking feel better. I don't need a good guy running my team. I need a good coach running my team. And in the world of sports, I think in between the bell, in between the whistles, whatever, athletes are not humans. They're athletes. And sometimes that could be good or bad. But that's got to be the same for the coach. Like, if one of your traits is you're a good people person, that's got to be a trait. That ain't how you run your fucking squad. Phil Jackson was a good people person.
Players
Phil Jackson got people to turn the lights off and fucking hum with candles and shit. You think NBA players wanted to do that? No, but they believed in him, and that was a
Right.
part of his whole scheme was the togetherness. Brett's got to kick people in the fucking ass. He's got to tell people, do this. You're sitting
Hey
down.
Ben, shoot
No,
the
Brett
fucking
ain't got to
ball
do
or you're
shit
gonna
but
eat
leave.
NATO all
That
fucking
too.
night.
That too.
I'm over the he got to do this, he got to do this. No, we wasting. More importantly, we're wasting Joel and B.
Joe,
That's
we're
it.
wasting Joe.
The hell with Ben Simmons, like for real. Let's keep it a buck. Like, stop it.
What's
Okay?
up,
I
Brian?
agree. I agree.
We wasting Joel and B. Okay. Ben
Guess what
Simmons needs
Guess what I've been
to play
doing,
catch up.
Shonda. Hey y'all, guess what I've been doing? I've been paying attention to Booker.
Listen,
Listen.
how long I've been on that train? Me
About
and
a
Prez
year
been
and
on
a
that
half.
train for forever, and everybody wanted to kiki lab. Yeah, he putting that up to
Hey,
see in Phoenix, and
listen.
okay.
When 2K21 come out, I'm gonna have some serious discussions with the Phoenix organization. But no, but like I was saying, how people keep saying you need to surround Ben with shooters. No, we need to surround Joel. He's the crown
Yes,
jewel. It's the
he's the
reason
crown
why
jewel.
they don't skip a beat when even when Ben is in and Joel's out, people still biting the nails. But again, what I can't understand about Brett, and maybe this is because he think Ben can't handle the pressure that Joe can. He always putting it on Joe. Joe got to
It
step up
is.
since Ben is out. Joe got to
And
do better.
yep.
Joe. How about your fucking point guard got to
Yep.
shoot a damn shot? Got to want to average more than 15 points.
Yep. Yep.
Not going to stand at the half court line or on the other side of the court so he won't get the ball. How about that shit?
Yeah. Listen, as a
Not
coach,
the Cameroonian nightmare.
right?
Put it on the light-skinned koala bear. Shit. Sick of this shit, man. Gonna make me start hating
Coaches,
light-skinned people again.
Oh, here we go.
Coaches will ride the players who they know can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you've never, and Joel has been out plenty, where you've never heard him say, "Oh, I need Ben to carry the load." You've never heard him say that. He's always said the team has to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When Ben goes out, it's Joel. Okay, Joel got to average 50 and 20 then.
And damn near close.
Right.
I mean, 33-16. I think 4 and 2 blocks since he got back to the
Yeah.
bubble. That's Bubble
And
Joel, who's quote unquote out of shape.
out of shape. Right. And that's why I
Fuck
said
out of
Ben
here.
is not Ben. And listen, that doesn't mean he can't play here, he can't thrive here, but it takes a special athlete to embrace Philly and become one of us. And Joel got that right away without
Right
even
away.
playing. He got it. And listen, did you listen to JJ's podcast?
Yes.
Listening to that podcast, if anybody can still turn their nose up and be like, oh, Joel this, listen. And I already knew this, but that just confirmed to me how his basketball IQ is, how much he wants to win, how much a respected vet in the league, which is JJ, how you can see how JJ was pretty much gushing over Joel and how smart Joel was and how,
He missed Joel. He
everything.
missed Joel. He
Yeah,
missed him. Cause his
yeah.
ass is home right now with Zion. And the ESPN trying to
Let's,
come up with ways to get Zion
They tried.
stories on the damn broadcast.
They tried.
Shantae,
Yeah.
okay, defend your light skinned husband. Where the hell is Mike Scott been?
oh Lord.
My light skinned husband. Did you
Yo, don't
see?
hi Kiki. Explain that shit. Where he been? He ain't made a 3 since he fought Washington fans.
Right?
I'm confused.
You
Y'all
mean
gonna leave
since
my
he fought
baby alone.
Eagles fans?
Leave my boy alone. He got his cornrows. He real like, come
No
on,
bad
leave
talk
him
about
alone.
Mike Scott. No bad talk. He's the realest
Mike Scott
motherfucker in
High,
Philly.
come
Shit.
see me.
He's the realest motherfucker in Philly. He can miss
I
Exactly.
every
live
shot.
at 911 Hell Street. Come see me. But
Come see me too, damn it.
y'all light skin deity. I'm gonna need him to step up. So
God,
Mm, mm, mm.
listen.
there it is. But I don't know, man. I'm just ready for this circus to be over. Like
Yeah,
we're
I'm
focusing
over it.
so
Like,
much energy on the Sixers, and I'm gonna transition again.
did y'all
We
talk
got
about the
two teams.
Flyers? Like, can we talk
We're
about?
about to. We're about
Okay,
to. I'm about to. We got the Flyers who shows um when you hire the right coach who
at the right time.
doesn't have favorites, and he has a philosophy, but he also knows how to put that philosophy to the talent he has. You get
Mhm.
the 2020 Flyers.
Mhm.
That's what you get. You get a group of guys who came back from that break,
Hungry.
and they could have had every excuse in the world to be like, this is why, we lost all our momentum. Listen, they is back like, yo, the cup is ours. Like, stand in front of the
Mhm.
way if you want to. You
Right.
know, we gonna whoop whoever's ass is in front of us. And I
Mhm.
caught the game the other day, and it just looks different. It's like
Don't it does.
everybody's hitting everybody. Everybody's like when a puck, like you can see them going to the puck, like no puck. You don't see 3 or 4 flyers around a puck at one time.
Mhm.
Like they're all there together. They're trying to win.
Right.
Like, and I go back to the pictures, like when there's a loose ball, it's like, are you whatever, turn on, whatever, you know.
Mhm.
All right, we're down 30. So what? I'm rich.
He said we're
Um,
down 30.
Right. But
so
you
what?
know why that is, though, bro.
We almost
That's
beat
be
Dane.
that's because right. That's because they have to earn their playing time and their shifts on the Flyers. Shit, he just scratched Ben Reams like the game before last, and he's a bona fide, like somebody that they count on, somebody that they paid money. And he was like, no, fuck that. Like, you ain't playing. Like, so when stuff is, when in sports, especially when playing time is earned and not given, you got a hungry team. Like no matter how much you make it, because it's like, damn, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, guess what? My ass gonna be on the bench, and I ain't gonna be with my teammates. Like I'm gonna feel like, I'm letting my teammates down. But you don't get none of that. I don't get that feeling from the Sixers. Like they just have to be out there with their teammates, or giving their all the time, or they feel like they are letting themselves down and their teammates down. The hell with the coach and the owners. As a player, you're playing for yourself and your teammates. Like, you ain't playing for the coach, but that has to be instilled in a team, that what, you got to earn everything. It ain't given to you because you Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or Josh Richardson. The hell with that. But then that goes back to the NBA is a players league. They run it. So, it
Yeah,
is.
I mean when you gonna get 180 million regardless. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it takes a special player to want to be coached.
Right. And
And it
yes.
takes a special coach to get through to somebody who's worth more than you
Mm-hmm.
10 times over.
Right.
And that's what separates the great coaches from the semifinals coaches. The Brett
Mm-hmm.
Browns from the Spolstras and the Pops
Right.
and the Nick
Yep.
Nurses. You got to throw the new breed in there because they done tamed and passed Brett.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear coaches, they be like, we got all the respect in the world. Like you hear Jeff Van Gundy make so many excuses for Brett Brown. Oh yeah, this is what I want to get on. Jeff Van Gundy. I know people saying they like him. Fuck that worm ass weasel. I can't stand him. He makes
Are you
people
talking
sick.
about Jeff or Stan? Because I can't stand
Man,
either
I
one of
stand.
them.
Either.
Stan loves Embiid and Simmons. He's always like, if I had these guys, this what I would do. But Jeff is more like they're not listening to Brett.
Yeah,
Who the
Jeff.
fuck
Yeah.
won at this time? Why? Why
But
should I listen to Brett?
right. But coaches is gonna stick with, like, it's gonna be hard to find a ex coach like really, like sticking to a current coach. It's going to have to be some like animosity towards, with their
Yeah,
relationship, for them to, throw them under the bus,
it's a
for real.
fraternity. It's a
Yeah,
fraternity.
yeah,
It's a fraternity.
definitely.
Um, so I also tweeted something out. I tweeted out an article from Tommy Lawler about I'm gonna read it about Doug Peterson because I know we got a lot of Doug P fans up in here, and I'm gonna tweet it out. I mean, I'm gonna read it out what he said in this article. This is what he said. He said, Doug Peterson is a good coach. He won a Super Bowl. He is a gifted offensive mind. He embraces analytics and helps his team win with an aggressive coaching style. But he is not good at press conferences. I think that this is actually a good time. This is what Doug said. I think that this is actually a good time to be a late round pick and possibly a free agent. Even these young draft picks, Peterson said, we've already had a week with them practicing on the grass. We're going to get some really good opportunities here in the next coming weeks. They're going to learn a lot from the veterans. The way I have the schedule set up is for them to learn and be successful. Once we get into the padded portion of training camp is where we can really get to see where these guys are. We truly feel these young guys are going to be the ones who are going to have to help us throughout the entire season. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what the guy said that wrote it. This is the issue he had. This is absolutely not a good year to be a late round rookie or undrafted free agency. No one on earth can honestly believe this. Why not? He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Why the fuck can't he believe that? Why?
Right.
Why? Why?
But
You supposed to
see,
believe in every fucking person on that roster. If you don't
right,
believe in them, they ain't gonna believe in themselves.
themselves, right.
The fuck?
But
I'm so confused. Like, would have been better if he would have said, "Yeah, these guys they go." Like, remember when Brett coming back to Brett? What did he say about Shea?
oh
I
yeah.
don't believe that young guys can. It's this
Mm-hmm.
time for them to be a man in the league right now. They have to be seasoned.
Right,
And then he went
right.
to him. See, you can't talk out both sides of your mouth.
That's your mouth,
People
right.
this to the media, they know. But they're like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
coach said pretty much coach said I ain't got no shot. So why should I show up
Right.
and be productive?
Right. That's how you
What
breed
is
competition. To like, but you
what is
know
the
what?
problem?
But
Peterson? I
that
don't see
is
you so wrong.
right
Why is he so maligned about dumbass shit?
because you have people who have an agenda, whether it's personal, whatever it may be, and because nobody in their right mind would even put Brett Brown on the same stratosphere as Brett Brown. I mean, Doug Peterson as Brett Brown when it comes to
Here's
coaching.
Brett.
Like it's not even a thought to put them two in the same sentence when it comes to coaching. But because Brett Brown will sit up there and talk to you for 3 hours if you let him about basketball and about whatever else, and because there's some sort of personal connection, they eat that up. Guess what? Doug Peterson don't owe none of them reporters shit except for the time that he's required to talk to them during the week. He don't have to yuck it up and give them insight. Like he ain't got to do. His loyalty is to the Philadelphia Eagles, not to the Philadelphia media. And that's the issue with Brett Brown. Why all these reporters want to? I can't say what I really want to say, but why they lapdogs for him.
You can say it, they be on their knees with Sixers gravy
Yeah, like
dripping
come
down
on.
their damn chin. Uh,
Can't. I'm done. I'm so done right now.
oh, Brett.
But
Thank
it's
you, Brett.
but it's
Say
sickening.
spirit again, Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, all over my face, Brett. Please. Shut up. That ain't one shit. Fucking koala bear. Shante. So with that said, and I'm gonna come to you, KM. You answer after Shante. Like, let's say you talking to Levi or KM, you talking to your students. Like, if you coming in and you be like, now's a good time to be at my school because I feel like you're here for a reason, and everybody has a chance to succeed in my dojo. What's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with instilling confidence in your people and saying that to other people? Now, you may have a kid in there that you may think, I don't think, Mark, you think like this. I think you feel like everybody has a chance. I don't think you'll be like, yeah, this kid ain't shit. I don't think he's gonna make it. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna you're gonna instill confidence in your kids. So I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with that. Like, what is the problem? Like, what
Right.
is wrong with what Doug said? Like, do you see anything wrong with what he said?
No.
Well, we're talking on an amateur level of mine and a professional level of his. An amateur level of mine, somebody's going to walk in, if we're grading everybody A through F, somebody's going to walk in an F. And what's their final life outcome? Probably a C. Someone's going to walk in an A, and it's my job to make them an A plus. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody going into professional sports is already an A. It's up to the coach to remind them how much of an A they are and to build them up to the A plus plus. B's don't walk into professional sports. So what's the problem of building confidence in somebody? I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
You literally,
I don't know.
he literally like it about. Guess what? What was Corey Clement?
Right. He was an undrafted.
Undrafted
Thank you.
free
And what did
Right.
he
agent.
do? Oh,
Right.
now what if
It's like
Doug said, "Hey, Corey, we just selected you because you're from here. Don't expect to get in. We got A Train here. We got Blunt. So
right.
whatever. You know,
And it's like, did he skip over the press conferences where you can literally see Doug getting irritated with the media after Carson got injured? And he's like, listen, it is what it is right now. the guys that's in that locker room that I will go to war with any of them in that locker room. And Nick is just as capable of handling what's on his plate to take us to. And look what happened. Like, and if he stood up there and show any ounce of worry and lack of confidence in the team, we would not have made it through what we made it through. Because the team, not only are they rallying together as a team, but you got to look at your coach that's leading the team. Like, if he don't believe in us, then what the fuck are we doing? So it's like, what? Like, what do you? I'd rather, if someone said it in the comments, I'd rather have Doug not be great at press conferences than suck on the sideline and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Then have like a whole Brett situation where he's articulate in the press conference and be like, well, what the fuck are you doing on the sideline,
What
Brett?
does a press conference have to do with winning games?
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Look at Bill Belichick.
Bill don't even be saying
He's
shit.
won a couple games. He's won a handful.
Asshole to the max.
He don't even be answering questions. He'd be like, yeah, and
He
then just
don't
walk
even
off. What?
He don't even give full sentences.
Look at Gary Popovich. Gary Popovich has won a game or two.
We're on to Tampa Bay.
Too.
We're on to Tampa Bay. We're on to Tampa Bay. We're on to Tampa Bay. What you say in the back? We're on to Tampa Bay.
The player.
Hey, listen, guys. I appreciate what you're asking, but we're on to Tampa Bay.
Yes, and he will give the same answer 15 times.
Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Brett Brown can come and give you the X and O's of why he did something. Remember when Brett first got here, they said he gave too much. And then he dialed it back. Oh, you haven't won anything to be that way towards the media. Motherfuckers, he was at the pinnacle. We are no longer the bridesmaids. We at the motherfucking wedding. We just got hitched. And we blew that wop out the water. Doug did. So,
but you know the equivalent that I would show. Brett Brown is looked at like the media looks at Sean McVay. That's the equivalent.
Yeah,
all
said the same thing.
Yes, all just who can repeat stuff from 10 years ago, but when it chips is down, you know. Like Shantae said, when Carson got hurt, Doug was like, "Oh, like I feel bad for Carson, you know, and
I got 52 other guys.
But
I got 52 other guys to worry
like
about.
the season ain't stopping, because Carson got hurt. In the same sentence, when Ben got hurt, it looked like like his dog died.
Yeah, Brett was done. You could tell Brett he just different when I kid you not. I think when Embiid started walking back, he wasn't looking at the game. They was like, Coach. He was like, hey, Neto, go find out what's wrong with Embiid. Coach, you want me to go in the game? No, I want you to go find out what's wrong with Joel. Do that. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we bruh? Does Doug do some things that I don't agree with? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you give me a game, not even a game with all your talent. You give me a game where the chips is down. I'm taking Bill and I'm taking Doug. Let's go.
I agree.
And can we give another prime example? Remember when we lost to the Saints that game that was really like Nick's last game as the Eagle, and Brandon thought that was going to be his last game as an Eagle because he wasn't sure. Right. And like how he hugged almost half the team, and I cried. Like when they were showing it, like I was already emotional. But I was like, what other coach do you see that is so emotionally connected to his team like that?
Right.
And they will run through a fucking wall for Doug. Like you can't tell me that one person in that locker room will not run through a damn wall for that man. So they can eat a dick as far as Doug not being articulate enough in a press conference. We don't give a fuck about a press conference because y'all be asking the same stupid ass questions anyway.
He's smart enough not
over
to
and
fall
over.
for it.
Right.
He can't do that. Not media savvy.
Right.
Shit. Y'all better leave my fucking coach alone now.
Like it wasn't like then either. Like Doug just hugged the quote unquote stars. Like he sat there and like hugged and for everybody, not just the, you know what I'm saying, not just the Nick Foles and the Brandon Grant, but everybody.
Right.
Like I just don't get it. And then like Chip just said, my brother Chip just said he said people already saying Elaine is the best coach in Philadelphia. I'm like, whoa.
Here we go.
Listen.
Whoa. Why do y'all want to unseat Doug? I get
Right.
it. I get it. Elaine
He's the shiny new
he
toy.
got the flyers. He's the shiny new toy. But let me tell you
Right.
something. Ain't nothing wrong with that G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Because let me tell you something. Doug is that dude.
Right.
I meant it. I said Doug didn't catch the corona. The corona caught Doug.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Doug ain't playing with these people. Doug, I'm telling you, if I'm thinking Doug, and if I'm Doug is looking at all that speed on that offense now, where he like,
shit.
I'm no longer gonna have to coach in a phone booth. Air that shit out. And then you got Miles.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. A legit #1 running back who by the end of the year, I guarantee you, he'll be in the top probably 8 running backs.
And they need to put some respect on his name because they totally disrespected that boy last year, which was so uncalled for. Like, yeah, we were we were, injury to the max, like again. But considering the fact where we were, and half the fan base was like, well, we ain't even making it to the playoffs. And then we look up like, oh shit, we got the division? How the fuck that happened?
Right.
The rest of the division had a healthy team. We got Target and Walmart players.
Yes.
Oh Lord, here we are. Shut the hell up. Come on, have some shiny toys. You know what? Mind your business. Mind your business, okay?
I thought it was a power surge in North Carolina. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, why my lights flickering on and off?
I hate y'all. I hate y'all so much.
Got the industrial
Bro,
size.
you see how they do me? You see how they do disrespecting me on here? I can't.
I know.
Glistening toys. Shut up, Iron. Tell us some glistening toys.
Listen. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, Philadelphia, we got this thing to where we're always looking for the next thing, and we don't like to enjoy the moment that we're in. It's always like we see it all the time. We be like, we'll be like, Miles is nice, but that undrafted rookie we got, he got a chance. I'm like, God damn, like, let me enjoy Miles.
Right.
Let him be a pleasant surprise, because now you got me thinking this kid is the next. And then when he get in, I'm like, this nigga, I almost said it. He look like Donnell Pumphrey. Like, who the fuck is
Poor Pumphrey, yo.
I was told Donnell Pumphrey was Fro's replacement. He got in there. Reed said
what
right.
was the worst
that
pick?
motherfucker Webster.
What was the worst pick? You got there was 3 fucking
Which one?
4 projects with the Eagles. You had Pumphrey, you had the fucking fireman, you had the skier, and
Jeremy Bloom.
Jeremy Bloom.
And the punter.
I forgot about that.
Roca.
No. He was all right.
He was okay though.
Ain't they draft Jason Gatlin? Jason Gatlin, the USA runner.
Yep. No.
But he never made it past training camp. They drafted a runner that never made it past training camp. May have been Gatlin. I'm not sure. If it wasn't Gatlin to the Eagles, he was drafted by the NFL and never made it past training camp.
He was drafted by the Niners.
Okay.
Gatlin was drafted by the Niners, and it just never. They was like, no. Justin got suspended and tried out for servitude. He still came in with that track blood. He still has shit in his blood. Hey, y'all still do steroids here? Oh shit! I need some new piss. He remind me of the guy, like, he'll be sitting at the damn toilet and peeing, like, shit's all good to forget. Oh shit, I did take steroids last week. Fuck, god damn it. Oh shit. He be handing the piss over, shaking and shit. Like, here you go.
All the steroids in the world, nobody was
Who
beating.
was the running back that had the fake penis
Wait,
from
what?
Ohio
Eagles?
State? No, from Ohio State. What's it? Claret? Maurice Claret. Remember he got caught in the airport with a Wizinator.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He had a fake penis with piss in it.
Listen, these dudes from the NFL be tripping, okay?
Oh,
Real.
my God.
If I could really tell y'all some stories about Mike Vick.
You mean Ron Mexico?
Listen, even still, some stories about him where he cleaned up his act as far as criminal activities, but other
But his
stuff,
extracurricular shit, he will always be Ron Mexico to me. Ron Mexico. God damn. You couldn't pick a better name. Like, come on, man. Ron Mexico.
That's a great name.
Yeah, but he should have called himself Herpy Hancock.
Oh my God.
Ron Mexico. I think whenever I log into this and I have to
Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Yo, these athletes, man, all that money, they
I'm
got all this
telling you.
time, and they swear, yo, that's why I'm in sports management. I swear to y'all, if I start managing athletes or whatever the case be, if I get in the business where I'm around athletes, I swear to God, man, I don't know how I'll be able to take that shit.
You need to do a YouTube channel if you get around athletes. We need that vlog, that weekly
listen,
vlog.
you know, I gotta keep it under wraps. You know, they ain't gonna want to do nothing around it. They're like, yo, no, you be telling shit on your YouTube channel, yo. Like, listen, cause I'll say it again, man. Go ahead.
But they're so nonchalant about stuff. Like, if you know people like in certain cities, like you know about certain players. That's why when we be talking about certain players, I be like, yo, like this is the deal. Now, true. Now I have a little bit more insight because of Blue and Shantae know,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
but even
Right.
still, like just stuff that that go around the city.
These motherfuckers, yo.
These
Like,
people, wow, for real.
Like, I was just like I told everybody, like, I'm here at Charlotte. Like, Cam Newton, man, he's like, let me tell you something. Cam, like, far as like Walter Payton Man of the Year, dude can win every year.
Right.
Now
you want to talk about the other
Lemon
Cam?
Pepper Lou ain't got shit on Cam Newton. You want to talk about? I'm in love with a stripper.
Listen, and I've been knew about Lou when Lou was like 5.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Look, Lou been wild forever. Okay, let's just put it like that.
Lou happily in a double relationship.
Happily.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay.
But but honestly, real talk, everybody here, KM,
Everybody
Shantae,
knows too.
when you heard that Lou Will got wings from a strip club, was any of you surprised?
No.
No.
I know Chip wasn't surprised because Reed out in LA. You know how Lou Will.
Oh yeah, he definitely know about Lemon Pepper. Stop playing.
But you know what? It wasn't the fact that we wasn't surprised. It was the fact that we understood, because it is a joking point, but strip clubs legit have good ass wings, yo.
They need to come out with a documentary. They need to come out with a documentary on Lou Will, and it's called 50 Shades of Black.
Let me tell you something. That little yo. It's the reason why AI loved him.
Yes. Let's just leave it at that.
Listen. They was in the spirit.
You know
was a
he got
dynamic ass backcourt too, by the way.
like Freaknik. You know he got his joint. You know what I'm talking about that he got down in Atlanta in Louisville.
I heard they're trying to bring that back too. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
I said Al walked so Luke could run. Oh shit! But no, but let me tell you something, man. But you know what? Athletes are humans, but I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
what's not human, what's subhuman. Geise, whatever the fuck your punk ass name is, you choked your
Oh
girlfriend
yeah.
'cause she was
I tweeted
unconscious,
that out
dog.
today. Yeah, man. That was he
Wow,
need to
that
get
happened
his
today?
ass beat.
It was
No,
2 days
it
ago.
was like Thursday, Friday over the weekend, but
So she was unconscious.
yeah, but they
Wow.
just put out the actual, like, I guess a little bit of the report. Yeah, that he choked her till she was conscious. Yeah.
I like, and let's get into this. You know, this is real time, and I want Shantae in on this too. Like I tweeted, I don't know what the pleasure is, or I have a mental block when it comes to like putting my hands on a woman. Like as a police officer, I told you I've been kicked, spit at, kicked in the balls, head butted, and I've never done anything to a female suspect other than put handcuffs on her.
Well, I'm
When
a
by the book, I had every right to whoop her ass,
Mm-hmm.
but I just have a mental block. And if you look it up, and Shauna, you could talk to this too. Most male officers get hurt when they dealing with female suspects because of that mental
mhm.
block. They just
Well,
can't.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You can't rough with them because you be like in mid get your ass when you realize, yo, I gotta do something before this girl kill me
right.
or do whatever. So you know you gotta do what you gotta do. But these men out here that's just all willy nilly with just handing out domestic violence like it's candy. Like y'all some
Right.
serious punks, man. Like I just don't get it. And I
But you
don't
know
get how
what?
you can
That
walk
wasn't
around and call yourself a fucking man and
man.
you put
Right.
your
Right.
hands on a woman. And I don't know how
Mhm.
you can call yourself a man and you see another man put his hands on a woman. Like I remember, I don't know if you remember this, KM. Last year, it was a boxer who came up and snatched up his woman,
Yes,
and
yes, I
and all the
remember.
dude, and all
They
the
were just
dudes in the
looking.
comments was like, "Hey, you don't know who that is. You could get knocked
Mhm.
out if you want."
Yep,
It's 800 men, so
I
he gonna be able to
remember.
knock out 800 men.
Right.
Nah, I don't.
Are
I don't
you
know the
that
story. I'm sorry.
pussy? What boxer was it?
I can't remember who it was, but it was at a. He was at a
Let me look it
what
up
a.
real quick.
He was
Javante? It
at like
wasn't
a.
Javante
He was at
Davis,
a
was
fight
it?
or something. He
It
was
wasn't
at no,
Javante Davis. I know Javante Davis got in trouble last year, but I'm not
but
gonna say it was with a woman.
I'm gonna speak to this what you were saying about how you got pretty
It
much
was
assaulted
Javante
by.
Davis. It was Javante Davis.
Yeah.
It was at a basketball game, wasn't it, or
It was at
something?
a basketball
Yeah,
game.
basketball game.
Boxer
Yeah, I
Javante
remember.
Davis get in physical altercation with women in public. Chokes
Mhm.
girlfriend at public event. He grabbed her by the neck and pulled
Yeah,
her
I
up
remember.
out the
Yeah.
seat.
Mhm.
Damn.
And his
Yep.
bodyguards and other men. That's another reason I've had plenty of people ask me to be a personal bodyguard. I'm not gonna say who has asked me, but I told them, out of all due respect, I won't be able to stand aside while you do some fuck shit. I just can't.
Right.
I'm so ask somebody else with no morals because I just couldn't do it. But go ahead, Shauna. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, no! I was just getting ready to say to piggyback off of what you were saying about how you were, pretty much assaulted by women on a job. Now I have an opposite story, which if anybody knows my husband outside of what he does, you would. I mean, he's just you wouldn't know that what he actually does for a living. But I distinctly remember one time, which was years ago. I think it was a fight or something. He was breaking up, and a woman actually spit on him,
Ooh.
Mm,
and
been there.
I was like, "Oh Jesus!" I was like, "What did you do?" He was like, and I know he would never hit a woman, but listen, if you spit on me,
Mm.
I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Like there's to me, there's certain things that you can kick me, or I mean, but once you no, like some things is just you can't. There's no excusing that, and I mean, I kind of grimace like, ew, like did you really? And he was like, fucking yeah, I knocked her, and literally he knocked her ass out.
And good for him. Good for OG.
Which
I mean, because that's assault.
it is like, and I think like he spit. I think she spit like in his face, where he had to like go to the hospital and get a tetanus shot and
yes,
all that
Right.
because
and them shits hurt.
hepatitis, everything. So I was like, oh boy, like did you really? And he was like, hell yeah, I really. And I was like, oh. Because I've never seen
If
that
a
side
woman
of
out
my
there trying to
husband.
make people, a woman out there trying to make you Cookie Johnson, spitting on your husband, yo. Come on, yo. Nah, we ain't trying to do that shit.
Yeah,
Here he is. Here he is. Uh-oh.
Oh
Hey
boy.
guys, hi guys. I come in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Why y'all going? Look, I didn't even start nothing yet. I was just going to come and say hi. Damn, damn. Everybody hate me.
Oh man. But Sade, like you've been very transparent upfront about your issues with domestic violence. Like what, like has a man ever even fucking explained to you like his thought process and thinking he could put his fucking hands on you? Like what?
Yeah, like the crazy thing, like full disclosure about like what happened with me, going on, this happened in 2014, no, 2015. So this was a few months after me and Ken broke up, and he really just flipped the fuck out that I was dating somebody else, and he was pissed that I had changed the locks um to my apartment, because the agreement was, and this was back where I really should have had like a better, I'm not making excuses for his actions. I'm just saying for me, I should have thought ahead about certain things and really paid attention to the ticking time bomb that was progressively getting worse because I was home with Levi. He got pissed off that he couldn't get in the building or he couldn't get into the apartment, so he bust my window out of my bedroom window because we were on the first floor. He bust the window out. Levi was about two and a half at the time, and he's screaming and yelling. And mind you, the day before, we had already got into a physical altercation where I had legit bruises on my arms. The inside of my elbow was swollen. I don't know how that happened, but it was us just getting into it. He was trying to steal my phone. I was trying to get it back. He was calling me all types of whores, thoughts, bitch, whatever. Um, and then we ended up fighting out in the middle of the street where I lost one of my earrings. But the cops, by the time the cops showed up, he had already left, so they had put a warrant out for him. And then his dumb ass decides to show up the next day, and that's when he broke into the apartment, bust the window out, all this shit. But yeah, I never got like an apology for that. And up until I want to say last year, he was constantly blaming me. Well, because of you, I got this minor felony on my record. I said, nobody fucking told you to bust my window out. And you traumatized your son, so you don't give a fuck about him either. So, then his stupid ass,
And he traumatized you too.
yeah, he traumatized me too. Um,
Yeah.
It was like, if you can imagine an episode of Cops, that's how that shit played out because he had took my phone and the only thing I had was my tablet. Thank goodness the tablet was charged because I inboxed one of my friends on Facebook and I said, "Listen, just call 911. They already have a warrant out um for him because of an incident that happened the night before." I said, "Just tell them he showed back up. He's tearing the apartment apart. He ripped the TVs off the wall, took the anchors out of the walls. destroyed like most of Levi's furniture. All this shit was just like broken and destroyed. Um he punched the wall, so there was like a fist print in the wall. There was a fist print in one of my closet doors. Um so I just tried to remain calm and just made sure that Levi was safe. But by the time the cops showed up, his dumbass was trying to get out of the window that he bust out. So as the paddy wagon and a sedan is pulling up the block, they see him coming out the window. So like, dickhead, like why they're gonna see and the whole frame of the window was sitting outside on the lawn. So this is where I'm saying, like, if you're ever in a situation where hopefully it never gets to that extreme, and I'm not saying like my situation is the worst, but damn if that didn't put me in a really bad headspace for a couple years after that. But if you're ever in a situation where a woman puts their hands on you or a man puts their hands on you, you have every right to defend yourself, but also make sure you're able to contact. And I know, like, we're, a lot of people are on this like anti-police bullshit, but that's what you got to call. Like, I mean, because it's really, sometimes it'll get to that point you don't know what the end result is going to be. Like, it could be a life or death situation going on, and damn it, nobody's going to take me away from my child. So either you call the cops, and you better call the coroner, because you're going to have a dead body, or you're going to be able to put them in handcuffs. So that's where it's going to be at that point.
And for all those people that's anti-police, you do know that as soon as you dial 911, the call starts recorded immediately. So even if you don't want the police there, dial now. I mean, if you don't want to talk to whoever, dial 911. Put the damn phone down and let them hear. You don't know how many times I've gotten somewhere and where a guy is like, "You can ask her. I ain't did shit to her." Well, sir, we got the recording and you whooping her ass. So turn around and put your hands behind your back, or I'm gonna fuck you up. How about that? You can't say that to me. Yes, I can. I will fuck you up. Put your hands behind your back. Now, fight
and can
me.
I piggyback off
I've
of?
actually said that to somebody. Fight me, pussy. I got called into the office, but that's okay. I don't give a shit. all gloves are off when you start putting your hands on women and children. I don't give a fuck. Right there, you prove to me that you subhuman. So guess what? I'm gonna treat you like you subhuman.
Treat you like that.
But I wanted to
Go ahead.
No, but I just wanted to piggyback. This also goes into mental health, but make sure, because unfortunately, when that whole situation went down or whatever, and like I'm very transparent. My family wasn't my support system at the time when all that happened. If anything, it was a lot of victim blaming, and I'm gonna just keep a buck with y'all. It was a lot of
hello.
It was a lot of victim blaming, and when I say that, it was like,
what did you do?
People thought like because of my actions, it resulted in him acting the way he was acting. And so for a small period of time, like not even addressing the trauma that I was facing, because guess what? Right around that time, I had to get Levi evaluated for autism. So it was just like a lot of shit that I should have addressed before helping my son, but I wasn't thinking about it like that. I was thinking like, all right, I survived, we went to court. I was pissed off at his family because they was enabling all this shit. His mom even got a fucking lawyer for him to get him out of jail. And I said, I'd be damned if my son did that shit to his girlfriend, because your ass is sitting in jail. I'm not putting up no type of bail. I ain't putting up shit. Your ass is going to sit there and think about what the fuck you did, because I ain't raised you to put your hands on a female, and damn sure not traumatize your child while you doing all that shit. So yeah, so fuck her, because she can eat a dick too. But
wow,
hey, that's two people that can eat a dick tonight. God damn, a lot of dick eating tonight.
But in all seriousness though, like if anybody that's listening, if you ever been through something that level of trauma, or even something worse, Make sure you're going to see a therapist. You have a support system. Take care of your mental, because I let 5 years go by before I even addressed all of that trauma that I had to deal with. On top of the fact that parents of special needs kids also have some level of PTSD too. So not even realizing all of that, but finally getting diagnosed, now I can kind of be a better person. And I still have my moments of being extremely overwhelmed. Like the last couple of weeks wasn't great for me. I was not in a great headspace, but I did talk to my therapist last week just to kind of get recentered and like just more so just like, I'm yeah, it feels like the weight of the world is on you, but God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. And if he feels like, he wouldn't give you the things that you're struggling with if he didn't think you can handle it. Not saying like, it's fun to struggle through something, but sometimes you got to go through the fire to be like, listen, I came out the other side of it and I'm a better person. And it's tough. It's real. Like I and anybody that asks me, like I'm very transparent, because if that can help somebody else and save somebody else's life, like know your worth, know that you don't need to be disrespected, know that your body is your own, knowing that your personal space is your personal space, which is why, because of all that, I'm very particular about my personal space. And matter of fact, one of my friends from high school, I hadn't seen him in years, right? So we went out just to go out to dinner, whatever. This motherfucker shows up like drunk. So I'm like, automatically, I'm like, I'm not even gonna drink because I need to keep like my
A clear
awareness.
head. Yes.
So he's in my car because he had just came back up from Florida. So, and he wasn't really familiar with this area of the city, whatever, fine. So, I'm smelling the Henny coming from his pores. This is how fucking, I was like, you drove over here? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, yeah, all right. So then he just goes on, like, long story short, we get back in the car and I could kind of feel like he was, at any moment, he could really try to get like aggressive. But now this is the Shantae post all the shit that I've been through. So now it's like,
Oh shit.
I'm ready
Shantae
to
with the
fucking
shit.
square up with you while I'm driving this car. So don't fucking play with me, because I will rock your shit while I'm driving my
You
car.
know what comes with Henny.
So like,
Headaches. It comes with
yeah.
headaches.
So it's just like it's domestic violence. Like people be making jokes, just like with Meg Thee Stallion, like that little fucking troll that she was dealing with. He gonna shoot
Nothing
her in the
good.
foot.
I'll tell you that.
Hey, can I say
Wait,
something now, guys?
hold on, Red. Real quick. When you said troll, I thought you meant Twitter. You actually meant toy
You talking about Tory Lane?
troll.
Yeah,
Hey, short
little
bastard.
fucker.
Go ahead, Red.
All
Short
right.
fucker.
First off, Shantae, you sound sad. I hate when you sound like that. Hope you
Tory
feel
Lanez.
better. Number one. Number two. Domestic violence is not cool at all. And if you're a man, if you put your hands on a woman, you're a fucking bitch. I said it. A bitch. A biatch. A biatch. So there's no reason you should ever want to put your hands on a woman, shoot her, or anything else. My father's always raised me, if you can walk away, unless you got a fucking gun to your motherfucking head, you can walk the fuck away. Get the fuck out the room. Do whatever
If
you
you
gotta do.
gotta beat them, you don't need them.
Right. Exactly. And if you
That's
got
what
a
my
woman,
dad used to say.
and if you got a woman that's if you gotta be in a relationship where you gotta be fighting and shit, you don't need to be with that person. Leave them the fuck alone.
Yep.
I've had women.
Like,
I'm not full disclosure. I've had women that fucking put their hands on me. Never touched them.
that was at the spa, right?
What at the spa? No, and
Yep.
it wasn't no at the spa. It was a fucking a fucking woman hit me in my goddamn face. That's what it was.
But let me tell y'all something, man. It's like I just like I don't know. It's just so weird. It's like somewhere it switched to where, and I'm gonna go into the black community because we could speak on this. It's this whole philosophy of That's your man. That's your woman. That's your business. Keep your business in the house. Ma'am, you see me coming around you with black eyes and crying. Like,
Who opening
you want
chips?
me to go back home to that?
Who
Like,
opening chips, yo?
but you know
Right.
what? You know what's weird? And you can tell when the trauma is generational because I see this with a lot of women. If the man seems to take care of bills and stuff like that, the first thing, girl, you ain't gonna get no better than
By
that.
like,
He's a good man.
Right.
yep.
He takes care of the household. So what? He likes to cheat and drink a little bit. Okay. No, it's not.
Well, that's the
Yep.
Right.
way. That's the way our families were raised, man. Full
Well, it
disclosure,
need to
my
fucking stop.
grandfather, my grandfather married my grandma, a white woman, and he told us from the he told us all, hey, back in the day, if I'd have known we can get away with what y'all get away with now, I would have never married your grandma. I love her, but my grandfather had holes all over Philadelphia, and he brought the holes to the damn cookouts. No lie. Brought
I
some cook-
believe it.
And
I believe it.
I think my grandma has mental issues now because of that trauma. I'm gonna be 100. I think she really has mental. I mean, and maybe it was part of the family, whatever. But her
No.
mental state is really fucked up now because of
Love
I'm
to
sure.
me, and I'm about to say something controversial. Love is you've seen plenty of people go crazy from love. Like,
Oh,
because love
absolutely.
is, I
absolutely.
consider love a mental illness because to love somebody so much you're willing to kill them so they won't be with somebody else. That's
Yes.
a fucking mental illness.
It is
So it just matters how you
how you handle
adjust to that mental illness. Like
it.
I love my wife to death, so it's a good mental illness. Like I love her, like I would do anything for her. Now,
Right.
where it becomes a bad mental illness is where you're putting trackers under her car,
Yeah,
you're following her everywhere, you're unlocking her phone while she
that's thing.
sleep, you're holding it against her face to see what she's
Right.
up to. That's when the mental illness start being not too good. So people be
Listen, I
thinking
had a
it's
3-year restraining order on Ken after that.
And it should have
you
been
see
long.
what I'm saying?
Should have been
You
longer than
see
that.
what I'm saying? And this is somebody where
Yeah, by the way,
it
that's fucked up.
speaks to the strength and also the ability to be aware and now move on and help others. So I think you got to deal with this man because it's your son's
It's
father.
just on file, right?
Right.
That alone, the mental gymnastics you have to do in your head. Every time you see this guy, you can be like, "Please put your damn hands on me." But
Right.
I got a son who I would do anything for, who needs his dad. The
Right.
Mm-hmm.
mental gymnastics, that alone would send me to therapy
I mean, yeah, and
every
it,
fucking day.
and
Yeah,
honestly,
Listen,
I don't
that
know
was
if I would
hard.
be able
it
to
would
do
be
that
hard for me to
either.
be in the same room with that man between us too. Like, and even with just my son and him, I couldn't do it honestly. If I was,
And I feel the same way. It's like, Dante, this is what's up. Now, I ain't going to make him feel bad in front of whatever, but I'm going to be like,
Right.
shaking your fucking hand. I know what you about. But that's just me. But think about it. Like, Dante got to deal with this dude. Like,
yeah,
you
and
know what I'm saying?
that's the
Something,
thing, man.
something as beautiful as Levi came out of something as
Right.
Hard,
traumatizing and volatile as that. But
right,
she got this beautiful human being that's dependent on her, and he needs some dad.
right.
Right.
So these are the things. And Shantae, that's what I love about Shantae. She's so transparent. She said all the time, "Be careful who you lay down with," because guess what?
You might end
Right.
up in that type of situation. You never know.
You might have to
Right.
pay,
Because they
pay the
fucking
price
devils.
10 times over.
Mm-hmm.
10 times over. And Shonda, you got two good looking boys. Like I'm pretty sure I know how you raising them boys. So, but I already know when she look like she like to get hit to prove that she love you. Yeah, cut that one loose. Cut that one loose. Justin,
Absolutely.
no.
Who
Blah
cook?
blah no. No.
Who's
Mama
cooking?
say no to everybody. No.
Right.
That's roasted chicken potato
Cooking?
salad on the stove
She
top.
frying
Shut the
chicken or
hell up.
something? You frying
No,
chicken, yo? Let me
not
get a piece
frying
of chicken,
chicken.
yo.
Nope.
It sounds like some chicken frying.
Listen, Rosie be opening mail.
She
She be doing,
multitasking like a motherfucker, yo. She multitasking like a motherfucker.
I be her on my TV, yo. She be
Hmm.
fried chicken, checking mail. Like, giving OG his lunch, get him out. Look, listen. Listen, if that don't show you that black women is talented, I don't know what can. Yeah, they run all that shit. But
Yeah,
I swear, it's we over the 2 minute mark, the 2 minute mark, 2 hour mark.
I'm bad.
I appreciate all of y'all.
I'm late.
Y'all, no, you good, man. You good. You should be late every time. Um, all of y'all. I love y'all. Y'all always y'all support me. Y'all look out for me. I appreciate y'all
No doubt.
jumping in. Y'all got 30 seconds. We gonna start with Rosa so she can flip over the chicken. Go ahead, girl.
Shout out to Rosa, all cooking and shit in the background.
That's what I can smell the Lowry's, yo. Go ahead, bro.
Anyway,
No, it's adobo. It's adobo, man. It's adobo.
I don't know. I have a rant.
You don't have to have a
Well,
rant. Be
I
something
kind
that's
of, well, you know about it because I talked about it in the chat last week. But men who are married and who are in a long-term relationship, if your wife asks for something specific on her birthday
oh,
or Mother's Day or Christmas, don't go out and buy something that she didn't ask for because your feelings is gonna get hurt, and you're gonna wind up going out and getting what she wants anyway, or extra. So just get what the hell she asked for in the beginning, and you won't have to put yourself through any of that. That's my rant.
Mm.
Listen, if we ask for something
because I
specific,
know. Oh,
that means
listen,
we want y'all to. That means we want you to get it for us, not that we can't buy it for ourselves.
OG, I got your back, yo. That woman. Listen, I've seen the carts. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, she's tough. Damn, she's tough, yo.
Hell yeah. That's because I know what I put out. So, and not that I don't get that in return because I do. My husband takes very great care of me. But if I ask for something specific, that means that I want it and I want you to get it for me.
Okay. All
Mm.
right. All right.
Shantae knows what I'm talking about.
Oh no,
Don't
don't bring her. No, don't
don't
bring her
go
into the rant.
yes, don't go getting me something else because your feelings is gonna be hurt. For real.
I say get the
Okay,
off brand version of what she
don't
wanted.
get Shonda something she ain't asked for because your feelings gonna get hurt. She's so. Oh my
It
god.
depends. If I ask for something specific, like for my birthday. Now, all right, whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on,
I don't
when's
want
your
to sound
birthday?
materialistic.
Can you at least tell us what the
When's your
gift
birthday?
was?
When's your birthday?
My birthday was last Monday. Was the
Oh shit,
third.
we late. Happy birthday. You a Leo too. Leo's
Yes, I'm
taking
a
over.
Leo,
Oh shit!
baby.
Leo's
It
taking over.
shit!
Leo
Oh my
season.
Mine's is next Monday. Mine is next Monday.
Oh,
It
Mine is next.
makes sense
no
why
wonder
she.
why
Oh
we get
my
along so
god!
well.
It makes sense why she's
Unless we
like
talking
that.
about seeing Hinky. Then we ain't gonna get along.
Leo, Leo. Shantae, go ahead. I don't want this to be Leo.
What is my rant? Okay, so update on Matthew Russian. I still talk to his mom every once in a while. She did message me telling me
Oh,
um he
when he,
was he was assaulted in prison a couple weeks ago.
oh man.
Now he has a new cellmate that is now he's a gang member and has a history of extreme violence. He's currently in jail for assault on something on I forgot what it was, but he's repeatedly told the corrections officers that he doesn't want Matthew in his cell, so his mom is really afraid that another assault
Hell
is going to
yeah.
happen if it hasn't happened already.
Mm.
Um, so she's emailed the warden, the Department of Corrections in Virginia, the governor, and the attorney general about doing an emergency release of Matthew. But I'll keep y'all updated on as
I'm
far as
on
that.
wishes.
And
Anything you have, you tweet it to me, and you know anything you tweet about him or anything, I always retweet it. So please put that Anything you got, I'll tweet it out. And please, every show, if you got to mention his name, please do it, because that don't make no goddamn sense.
That is funny.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also retweet. His mom set up a PO box address, so if anyone wants to write him, send him stuff. She said you're more than welcome to do it. She just only asked if you do write him, don't mention anything about the case, because then the Department of Corrections won't.
they read them. They read the letters. They open
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So they
Mhm.
won't forward it to him. So if you just want to write him, send him a card, or I
Right.
told her I would send him a
Yeah.
T-shirt. Because some of the stuff it'll go to her first, and then she'll pass it on. But a lot of
Okay.
stuff, if you just want to mail it to that PO box, what she's going to do is keep it for him so that when the day comes that he's released from prison, he'll have all these gifts and stuff in his room.
Right.
But if you do want to send him a letter, just to keep his spirits up, I think that's what's really needed for him right now.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm going to continue doing my part as much as I can. I know, it seems like people just really don't. Um, it seems like people really just don't care anymore. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest about what's going on with
Mhm.
with George Floyd and
Yep.
Ahmaud and Brianna and Elijah.
They still protesting in Philadelphia, to be fair, though. They are still protesting. I saw
They're
some.
protesting in some places, but right now it's Corona's back on top of the list.
Everything is taking. I
Mhm.
mean, so many things going
Right.
on, man. It's really fucked up. There's so many things going on right now.
But Ante, please, anything you got, give it to me. I'll tweet it out. I'll shout it to the mountaintops. Thank you for
And I
everything.
also will be doing okay. And also we'll be doing another fundraiser soon because I really want to get this nonprofit organization up and running. So I will be reposting links for t-shirts
And her Wi-Fi acting up.
and masks and all that great stuff.
You just
So
helped
if
me for my
you are willing, I know people's money is tight right now, and I
Yo, I don't know what I ain't talking.
and
Yo,
next summer.
you gotta finish me on this toy thing after this man, 'cause I don't know, so I can get jokes off. I
What?
want
What
to
are
get.
her toys is on?
He
I need
said that's why
jokes
your Wi-Fi messed up.
What are you talking about?
because you keep jumping.
What
Because
is he talking about? Oh, was
breaking up. You breaking
Yeah,
up,
you
man.
was
breaking
it
up.
messing
They
up?
say your
He
toes
said that
Yeah,
chicken
smell.
smells so good.
well,
I'm not making chicken, damn it.
Can you hear me?
you making fish? You making fish?
No.
You
I
frying
ate.
something, damn it.
I did make fish tonight for the family, but
Wait, can
no.
you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
Yeah,
you.
we hear
hear you. Yes,
Red.
we hear
Go
you.
ahead with your rant, Red. Go
All right.
ahead.
First off,
Okay.
I hope everybody's family is doing well, and that everybody's spirits are up, and everything's going good with everybody. I just got home from a 13-hour work day, so I mean, I don't really want to be yelling and screaming too much, so I'm not. But I got a couple things I'm gonna say because I didn't get a chance to get it on the show beginning. It's not. I'm gonna go as fast as I can with it. First off, anybody who thinks rapping the N word and your little raps on Twitter and you're a white guy, a white woman, whatever, not gonna pass. We're not gonna let that fly.
Mm-mm.
And if you're
Nope.
gonna do it and you did it, and you at least own up to it, and say, yeah, I'm a fucking dickhead. I should have did it. Blah blah blah. The whole I didn't know it was a bad idea and all that ain't gonna fly with me, yo. That ain't gonna fly. Number
Mhm.
two, the boy that he added at. We're not gonna say his name because I don't want to start no shit. But he been a lot of shit. I mean, I'm not saying he a bad guy, but a lot of stuff that he's mixed up in is problematic. We got
Mm.
just because he's your friend, don't mean he can't be a fucking problem. It don't mean the people that he mixed around and he ignores the shit because we know it's always people out here that have friends with people that don't do that are fucked up, and you know the shit they doing, and you make an
And
excuse
you
for
do
it,
nothing. Yep.
and you do nothing
True.
about it. And when you the one is a leader of the pack, you the one that got
Mhm.
to step up and shut the shit down and own
I
it.
wish I had the Michael Jackson meme. I
Yep.
love the song. My God.
Right. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm moving on. As far as the Sixers go, they're fucking done. Embiid, hopefully you can come back. Hopefully you can come back and play a couple games, but that's that. I don't know what else y'all said about the Sixers. I mean, you're doing a show Wednesday. We can get on the Sixers or more on Wednesday. And I just want to thank y'all for giving me the time and place.
Game post.
I'm glad y'all gave me a chance to get on and spit my bars a couple seconds, and I appreciate y'all. I hope Shantae, I know your mom and your family was sick. I didn't hear no updates on that. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Rosa, I hope everybody in your family's doing well. Blue, I hope you had a good vacation this weekend and everything's going well with you. Everybody's good.
Everybody is doing
everybody in
cool.
the comments, I hope y'all all doing well and blessed too. We all, if we still kicking, we still can fight. Let's keep the fight going, everybody. I'm done. I'm out.
That's
How the hell he's the voice of the
Was that
goddamn reason?
right.
Is this
Power to the
positive?
people.
What is
Wow,
going on?
okay.
2020?
Oh yeah, go Carson Wentz too, baby.
See,
Oh,
I knew
Lord,
it.
now see.
I knew it.
You just couldn't
I didn't
leave
say
well
nothing
enough
bad.
alone, could you?
First of all,
I'm saying.
Brian,
I'm
don't
positive.
even start that.
I'm positive. I'm positive. Wentz is gonna have a good year if we have football, and everything's gonna be well. I mean, shit. I'm trying to be positive here, man.
Why are you trying to
All right,
jinx it?
let's
Because
leave
you
it
know
on
you don't
good
even
news.
believe that shit coming out
I'm
your
not
mouth.
trying to jinx it. I do, yo. Why can't I? As soon as I try to be nice and be positive, y'all always jump down my fucking throat.
I didn't jump down the throat.
Let me want to.
Let me
Why
get
you
my
act
rant
like
out.
Carson Wentz?
Let me get my rant out. Let me get
Go
my
ahead.
rant. I said all I wanted to say about niggas and all that stuff.
Oh, I missed it. Damn, I did. Oh man,
yeah, you could
Because I will
Rosa frying bacon.
I'm not frying bacon.
She frying something, yo. I wish shit, because I'm about to go make me some ramen noodles in a minute.
Hey, we gonna need that channel, Cooking with Rosa.
Right, because I'm about to go make me some fucking ramen noodles.
It's male time with Rosa.
Yo.
Oh, it's electric bill. Turn that chicken over. Turn it.
Frying something, and I'm about to go make me some ramen noodles. Ain't that about a bitch?
My rant is okay. Let me tell y'all something. I have over 5,000 followers. It's not a humble brag.
Yes, it is.
I talk to a lot of people who are female. Just because I tweet them doesn't mean I'm your fucking Chuck Woolery. I'm not going to set you up with anybody. Just because they post a pic and I say something or I talk to them or something doesn't mean I know that you're their type. Stop being in my DMs. Stop asking me about women. I don't know. Won't you get in their DMs and don't tweet a dick pic? Instead, be like, hey, I really like what you're doing. Are you interested? Blah blah. I don't know how the hell y'all talk to people nowadays. But stop asking me. I don't know. I referenced that with saying, Shantae.
You got like 10 people DMing you about Shantae.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't care. Whatever you do, stop it. Don't post nothing else. Don't post Corey. Don't post leg. Don't post a wing. Don't post a thigh. Don't post the eyebrow. Don't post the eyelash.
Wait, what did I do?
You get his DM. They in DMing Blue to get to you.
DMs. Talk to yo. What is Shantae? Who is she? Listen, I know, but I'm not going to tell you. Number one, I'm not going to hook you up. What if you fucking Dexter? What if you crazy?
Exactly. Like,
what if you start whipping her ass?
Oh my God.
I'm guilty. I'm like, damn, I introduced the fucking nut to you. No, I'm not going to do that. Approach Shantae, and within 5 minutes, she'll be able to tell you what she's about, and she'll be able to tell you what you're about. Okay? Stop it. Stop. Don't. But you know what?
Time out. Dylan and hey, D. Hey man, I've been right more than once, buddy. Hey, I'll call that Chip Kelly shit all day, baby.
I'll tell you how Shantae can flip this around. You know you with that fundraiser, this what you do. You do a calendar. 12 months of Shantae. Go to Matthew Russian.
I'll tell you what. If Shantae does a calendar, she would have enough money to pay off get everything.
I can be the April model just to break it up so it won't be like 12 months of Shantae.
Hey,
that's what I got to say. Stop DMing me, asking me about women. Sick of this shit. Look out for that calendar. 12 months of Shantae. It's coming real soon. It's gonna be real.
like, is that what dudes do these days? Like,
yes.
that's creepy and
That
whack.
is creepy.
It's
That
weird.
will boy. That's what will do to what? What I see? What I miss?
First of all, if we cool like that, like none of my homies would even bring no bullshit like that to me if I was single. Like they'll.
Yeah, I find that weird. I'm not gonna DM or ask the homie, yo, what's up with
Right,
your home girl? That's so weird to me. That's
Yeah,
some,
I don't.
can I?
But
right.
I'm
Like
telling you,
Hey, that's
today's
some
society. Like
weirdo shit, yo.
that's today's society. Like
that's
what's up?
true.
Like no, I don't. I, what happened to finding out yourself? Hey,
Right.
Jonte, like your pick. Hey,
If you
Jonte,
gonna find
whoever it
out,
is, like your pick.
I'm not DM.
Yeah.
Find out.
No, don't because I don't do that. That's not my game. I
Right.
don't, and I'm not about to put no demon or no evil on people that I care about. So
Yeah. Like.
I don't know what you're about. I don't
Mm.
fuck you.
I
Like
don't care if I know.
get a porn bot. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing that for you.
Right.
But that calendar is on the way.
Oh
Telling you.
God.
It's
Don't
gonna be
put
a
that
hot
out in the
color.
universe.
It's gonna sell like curling irons and eyelashes. We gonna make some. We gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? Then we gonna have Rosa with a cookbook.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yo,
We gonna do
you
that.
ain't got
Then we got Red.
I want Rose's cookbook.
no.
She got like fried potato salad, like deep fried potato salad, like
Nope.
tacos with
Fried,
shredded chicken, tacos with Vienna sausages, tacos with scrapple. We doing it all, yo. I'm just telling y'all,
Tacos with scrapple.
pork, pork roll.
Oh
Y'all
man.
nuts.
I'm out, man. I'm out. I'm going to spend time with my family while they still up. But
Mm.
I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see y'all Wednesday.
All
Always,
right.
always.
Wear your
Everybody
mask.
be
Be
safe.
safe.
Yes, wear your fucking mask, people. Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Yeah, where y'all?
Yes.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
keep it front real. I seen so many motherfuckers out here with no mask on
Oh
today.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
people really reckless with it. So
Mm-hmm.
don't you ain't the only one, Ray. People
Yep.
reckless. And they be having the nerves to sneeze and look around.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
They don't have
if
to,
somebody sneeze or cough on me, I'm telling you, I'm going to jail. It ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm beating your ass. It ain't gonna be no.
Wow.
Yeah, you
and it's
gonna
gonna be
catch it
cooking
on
with
the
Rosa
video.
from behind bars.
Yes,
Let me show y'all
cause
how to make ramen pie.
you sneeze
Cooking
on
with
me
Rosa
or one of my kids, and it's a wrap.
while I'm getting a tattoo. You gonna have like 8 teardrops under your eye? Like, yo. I'm out, yo. I'm out, bro. I love y'all.
Yo,
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Ah!